What's up, everybody? It's Joe from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And today I'm bringing you a super limited Martin Custom Shop 0018 authentic 1937 featuring Sinker Mahogany. This is going to give you one of the most classic and heard sounds in all of modern music. We're really excited to present it to you. Check out empiremusic.com and we're going to get you something amazing from Martin. Let's do it. This thing rips. These are awesome. Man, Martin has this program called Custom Expert, which there's about 20 worldwide dealers. We at Empire Music are one of those dealers. When we get access to these really special guitars, check out empiremusic.com. You can see our entire collection of Martin guitars. You know, we always do a full pro setup. What does that mean? I always say if you were a touring artist and you went to Martin's factory, how would they hand the artist the guitar in person? So it was expertly done for them to perform that evening. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna maximize your guitar's playability, make sure it's tip top. We're gonna go ahead and we take trade-ins, of course. Go to empiremusic.com, hit the trade-in portal, tell us what you have, we'll get you fixed up. We provide labels, we make it easy and breezy. And lastly, we don't carry a ton of brands, but the ones we do, we carry super deep. And that's because we wanna give you the best insight into all things Martin and the other brands that we believe in. And man, I'll tell you what, the Custom Expert program was this laborious process that started in the mid-20 teens. Me begging the folks at Martin for special guitars for dealers that love doing premium guitars, and by 2021 we had it. We got there, and it's just like since then these guitars have been incredibly popular. What's amazing about them is if you see other, I'm going to start with the kind of like, I don't want to bury any lead. The authentic guitars out there that you've seen in the past from Martin have a truss rod, but they're not adjustable. All the guitars that we stock have the truss rod. That's one really special thing that is on these Custom Expert guitars is they have adjustable truss rods. So we have that here. Martin introduced the 28 series first, which was rosewood, obviously, and a triple O and a D. And then they followed it with the 18 series, and they've been really popular. And they came to us, you know, at the very, very beginning of this year and said, hey, we have something really special for the fall. And it's the fall now here at the time of filming. And they're like, we have 50 pieces of Dreadnought and 50 pieces of triple O Sinker Mahogany authentic guitars worldwide. So about 60%, about 30 of them made it to the US. The rest go to the world. So a really, really limited instrument. And we're excited to have them. We've had, depending on when you see this, the Dreadnought version available too. And you get a unique insight into classic Martin guitars. What's my favorite thing, anytime I get to do these guitars that are based off of like a specific era, it's really interesting to me because these are the sounds of the records you love. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's like whether you know, if you're not a guitar player, and I always say I can go to you know, my mom's heard a million Martin guitars and she doesn't play a lick, right? Because she's heard them recorded thousands of times over her favorite songs. And a 0018 is a fantastic version of that. If you look into the insight of what the brand was doing at that time, kind of pre-war, one of the most important times in music history, and you take this instrument at the time, okay, a triple O, it has an Adirondack top like this does. It's got Adirondack forward shifted bracing. You know, they had been rear shifted for a long time, forward shifted. Open that belly up, give it a little bit more go. This is all done with hide glue, so very transparent glue. Super, super, super responsive guitar. When you play this instrument, you feel the momentum happening. It's amazing. Carved scallop bracing, all Adirondack, high glue. And that authentic skeleton of the bracing is really, really important. This is really one of the only places you can get it in Martin's line, because all the bracing is tucked under the side kerfing, and the kerfing is the part that holds the sides to the back and the sides to the top, right? If you ever look in there, you see those little popsicle stick almost looking cuts that are holding. If you look inside your guitar, go do it. You'll see it, right? It's got those little lines in there. That's what's holding our guitar together. All the bracing tucks all the way underneath that, right? More touch points. Underneath the bridge plate, more touch points. The skeleton is very firm and strong, and it allows for an explosive playing experience. They add the little Spanish cedar side strips, which we know to humidify guitars now, but back in the day, they didn't really humidify instruments. It wasn't technology to do it. So what does that mean? It was made for, if the little cracks would appear, those side strips would stop them from occurring. A nice touch from them here, but we don't really need that. You've got the 37 barrel neck. So if you're looking for the skinniest neck of all time, this isn't it. But I will tell you, I always say, it's like, if this is gonna be your Van Halen acoustic guitar, if that's what you're in the market for, pick something else. It's like, if you're looking for an honest feeling, great experience to put you in the shoes of players of one of the most transformative times in music, this is really it. You know what I mean? The first position is very comfortable. As you move up, you feel the meat, and then by the time you're in the 7th, 9th fret, it gets pretty chunky. What's great about this guitar is mahogany is super balanced top to bottom, but the Sinker Mahogany comes specifically from Central America. It was waterfall and like waterlogged. It was like just transported, fallen off of barges, and has been extracted. It's hundreds of years old, and you get this really, really incredible response from all the mineral deposits being in there. Plus, it's just this special wood that Martin was using at the time that just has an explosive personality, which is really, really important. And you can tell that in the dynamic range of this instrument, because it plays. You hear it light, which is nice, of course. The thing I thought about oddly when I was just doing that is a church organ, and not because it sounds like an organ. If you've ever been in like a cathedral and the organ, big pipe organ plays, and this enveloping like massive sound, and that is so unique out of a triple body shape. It's just this wall of sound. It is profound, and the depth and the characteristics I hope you hear are really unique to it. The Sinker Mahogany has this really powerful energy that comes from it, and it's like a sonic energy that you hear overtones, you hear the responsiveness of your pick action coming through, and the guitar giving this next level of sound that you don't draw out of maybe a particular standard piece of mahogany, right? Obviously, with this Adirondack top and the bracing and the high glue and the thin nitro finish, you're really able to draw all those tones out even better. But the Sinker really has, I think, more bass. So if you wanted a mahogany guitar because you love the lushness and the evenness of it, but you wish it had more power, this is where you want to live. What's cool about these guitars is that the feel, because if you've ever played a vintage Martin guitar, a true vintage Martin guitar, when you get up in here, you can't, the strings are like almost like a violin, right? It's like you gotta use a bow on it. It's like these play super easy, and we've dialed them in, of course, but the action, Martin's neck pocket technologies comes dramatic way that the feel of the instruments are just really, really better. But this guitar, because it's a triple O, has amazing balance up and down the neck. And I think a lot of times players come in and say, hey, I want a warm guitar, and they think they want rosewood, and rosewood is bassy and trebly with reduced mids, so sometimes that doesn't sound as warm as you want it to. This mahogany in general is lush. If you choose, a D18, that's a lush. It's balanced top to bottom. It's full. While one part of the sound doesn't typically stand out as much, you get more evenness, which can sound more round. In this guitar, you get that in spades because you have so no matter how you attack it, top to bottom, that fullness transcends each part of the guitar, each register up and down the neck, as well as low, high strings to high strings. The top end of this guitar is really round. It's definitely not as aggressive. If you play like a 00028 authentic or a D28, whatever your reference point is in the world of rosewood Martins, if you did this on the guitar, real kind of aggressive and bitey. Well, here that's more round, and that's mahogany broadly. If you want more character, the Sinker Mahogany really offers a really special uniqueness to it that gives you the power, gives you the overtones that you don't get in an American mahogany guitar. But it gives you a really round, full, even when you biff a note, you know, it just like gives you this fullness that is overwhelmingly noticeable. I think that's something that you feel. I think if you put this guitar in your hands, you would leave with 3 immediate impressions. One is no matter what you play, you feel this guitar against your body. A light touch, this thing is moving, and that is kudos to Martin for making such a special instrument. They're obviously premium guitars, but man, it's just like that to me. I don't need to know anything else about a guitar personally. When I'm buying an instrument, I buy them fast. I'm very impulsive with guitars because I have lots and I'm around them all day. But if you pluck 2 strings on this, baby, you're feeling that against your body, and anybody can do something with that. That is really a special trait. The next thing you're gonna leave with it thinking is it's evenness top to bottom, along with this overall warmth. That's the next thing you're going to notice, right? Or one of the 3 things you're going to notice. The first 2 there, and then the third thing you're going to notice once you play a little bit is going to be how huge this guitar can be, and maybe the most surprising, because a 000 body shape, you of course think it's going to play nicely. Yeah, of course we should be able to do that stuff, right? You know. Great. But when you get into that is unparalleled. There's not very many guitars in our shop that do that. That is an incredible characteristic about this guitar. It's what makes it special. I think the Sinker Mahogany gives us a sonic profile that is so full and interesting and full of life, and each time you play the guitar, you're going to find something new about that sonic capability from there. But the structure of the guitar is what makes the authentic guitars so impressive. The bracing scheme being so complicated, the most premium tone woods, the most experienced builders, the most true feel, all that stuff transcends into this ability for this guitar just to be this massive thing. And that's why it's the standard for modern guitars, right? There were tons of guitars that were made in the 1930s and 40s. You know, it's just like that. Plenty others. You know, it's like they're not the gold standard because they weren't any good. It's like weren't as good. This stuff here has been used by the most important musicians, the most important music of our time, in modern times, because it hits these special things that the other brands can't do, whether it be the sonic experience, whether it be the feel, the aesthetic, whatever thing that is exciting to artists broadly. Well, look at this. It's classic looking. It's got the best toned woods on earth. It's made by the best builders. It feels amazing. And then you put it in your hands. It's a short scale. It's super comfortable. It's small. Are we going to play it quietly and lightly? We don't have to. We can, though. You know what I mean? It's just like you have this ability to hold this guitar and like let it be delicate. It has so much to say. It speaks so nicely. But I can't get away from the idea that it's got this growl and power to it, and it's this massive headroom. Just a really special instrument. They're super, super limited. It's the Martin Custom Shop, authentic, 0018, 1937, Sinker Mahogany. Say that 3 times fast. It's available, of course, at Empire Music. We love working with the Martin Custom Shop, one of the biggest dealers on earth for the Martin Custom Shop. Check out our entire selection. We have classic toned wood sets, modern toned wood sets. We can help you in your quest for a Martin guitar and getting not only something that is extremely well built, but the thing that fits the sonic profile that you're after. And that's really important to us. Check out empiremusic.com. Check out trade-in portal if you have trades. We're happy to talk about any stuff. Hit us up on the chat on the site. Call me, of course, 412-343-5299. If you don't follow our channel and you love seeing what we put out, check out our social media channels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Joe from Empire Music. This is the Custom Shop 0018, 1937. Authentic Sinker Mahogany. Thanks for watching.